Hello everybody, it's Rich220, and this is what we got for you today. I already had 6 of them in the car, if you remember, right? And I was having a problem getting one out. There you go. Okay? The rest of this video is poked at the naysayers. You know who you are. I don't see your fat butt up underneath a car working on it in any of your videos. You personally. So you talking smack about me just proves that you're stupid. Now, 6 bearings are in. There's no scarring on any of the journals. I checked all 8 of them. I did plastic gauge on 3 of them. 1 in the beginning of the engine, 1 in the middle of the engine, and 1 on the end of the engine, okay? There are 2 bearings left in that box. That's what's going in. These are all in the car already, all these empty boxes. So, that being said, stop talking crap about me, because I've done lower end repair work on the car and upper end repair work on the car, okay? I have done a timing chain, a set of gears, double roller, okay? I have done new radiator hoses for the heater core and for the radiator. I have replaced a few rocker arms underneath the valve covers. I have cleaned all of the push rods, and I have cleaned the intake valley, okay, of any sludge that was possibly going to be in there. I have since drained this engine twice of its fluid and engine oil. Okay, the oil pan is down there loose right now. Okay, I had to do head gaskets twice. The second time they took. The first time they did not, because I was straddling myself on a plastic stool, straddling a head over the fender, trying to put it in over here. And what it did was it buckled the head gasket up against the firewall. That's the truth. Now, as you can see from the radiator, we've already checked out all the freeze out plugs and everything else. There is antifreeze in that radiator. Okay? It's been in there since I fixed the heating system. I had rebuilt the original carburetor. That means cleaning it out and making sure everything is in its proper place. Not something that's been rigged in order for it to partially work. The last 2 connecting rods are going to be done this afternoon, because I just wanted to get them out. They're very easy to put in. All you got to do is take a screwdriver to the bearing itself, and it pops out of its little clip that it locks into. And then you can spin another one up in there with STP oil treatment on the part that goes against the journal, okay? And you can lock it back into the actual connecting rod itself. Then you can pull the connecting rod down using a little bit of a brace on the side of the engine block underneath where the oil pan goes, okay? Then you can lock down your caps after you put the new bearing in on the cap end, okay? Nice, went out, okay. Then you just lock down your nuts on the connecting rod cap bolts, okay, to 35 foot-pounds for each one. You go back and check them double, make sure, okay. Then there's a little pin that's in the oil pan that holds the oil pump in place. So I got to get that out of the oil, and then I got to get up in there and figure out a way to get that little pin to stay in there again, and then put the screen back in. Because if not, then I'm going to have to come up with something else in order to get that to stay where it needs to be. Other than that, all I have to do is put the rear oil pan seal and the front oil pan seal back on. Use some RTV gasket sealant, and tighten down the bolts, get some gas, because I still have a fuel pump problem. I think it's the inside of the actual fuel pump itself. So what I'll do is I'll gravity feed it from here in a container going right into the carburetor. And then I will run it and let it go until things heat up. Then we'll know for sure if everything is sealed up like it's supposed to. Okay? And I'm pretty sure it is, because, I mean, heck, there's nothing leaking anywhere. Let's see. Then I got to gap the spark plugs, put them back in. I really shouldn't have to set the timing too much, because all I did was loosen the bolt and it turned the distributor a little bit. So I may have to turn it back a hair. The spark plugs, the reason why I can turn the engine manually by hand is because the spark plugs are loose. They're only held in by like a partial thread right now. And it's allowing the air to escape from the pistons area, the cylinder walls. Now, I also painted this car. I located all the original parts for this car, okay? The engine and the trans and all the parts that are on the engine externally are the original factory parts. In other words, there are 6 pistons in here that are original from 65 years ago. The voltage reducer that I bought, I installed because the other one was smoking. Now, let's see. I still have to make a battery tray for it, but I'm more concerned at this point with getting the car running. And the last 2 pain in the butt connecting rod caps, I managed to get them out. And yep, regardless of what those 2 people say, and you know who you are, yes, sometimes you have to hit the caps with a hammer in order to get them loose. You have to be careful, but you can do that. So if you don't think so, you really haven't worked on a car before, and you got no room to talk about anybody else at all. Now, I turned this car from what looked like Swamp Thing, which looked like somebody abandoned it in a junkyard 30 years ago, to making it a presentable car. And now it's about ready to be a presentable car that runs. And all those people that don't know what they're talking about, do yourself a favor, because every time you post a video saying that I don't know what I'm doing, or trying to make fun of this or make fun of that, or whatever the case may be, you just wind up making yourself look dumber every time you do it. So that's all I got to say. The next video that will be posted will be the video of me driving the car out of the driveway. Yeah, it don't have any brakes, but it does have an e-brake, and that's cable driven. So if I have to stop, I will pull that. I'm not going far. I'm just going to drive it out of the driveway to flaunt in all those people's faces that said or naysayed to me that I wouldn't be able to do it, that yes, I did do it, and you're stupid for thinking otherwise. Like and subscribe, folks. Leave a comment down below and hit the bell for post notifications. And do yourself a favor, if you're following those 2 people and you know exactly who I'm talking about, unsubscribe from them, because where are their videos of them working on their cars and then getting their 300-pound butt up underneath the car and working on it and doing everything that I've done? They can't say there is, because there is no video. They have nothing posted. So they shouldn't be talking crap about others, period.